Yes, the beast is coming. I'm noticing things. I know you all are all too. Something's happening. Quietly. But something evil is brewing. That's a fact. I've noticed that the big social media gurus aren't doing anything about trolling. They're not shutting it down. But did you know that ABC, NBC, CBS did not air Trump's speech, State of the Union, whatever it was? That's weird. The networks have always, historically, aired the presidential address. Whether you like Trump or not, what's going on? The media has turned into what Adolf Hitler's regime did. It's turned into what the Soviet Union did with KGB Soviet-controlled TV, and I've said this years ago. Our media is not right. Our media is not professional at all. It's not journalism. It's brainwash. Look at the scripted way that they write teleprompters. They hire these ugly people, ugly gay men with gelled hair, talking and, gay and fake prescripted speech. You look at the women with their little peekaboo shoulder and their gay outfits, and that's right. It's all acting and scripted. They're not giving us the news. They're not giving us the news at all. They're giving us what they want you to believe. The key word is what they want you to believe. Is my sound working? Somebody please give me a thumbs up if my audio is heard. Doesn't mean you like the video. I just want to see if the audio is working. Maybe it isn't. Can anybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if it can be heard. Are we having trouble? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, thank you, Alda. I appreciate that. For a minute, I was wondering. I saw 2 views, but I guess it's just low turnout today. Thank you. But the media stopped giving news a long time ago. They're giving you a narrative. And whether you like Trump or not, to not air a presidential speech, 50 years ago, that never would have happened. The American people would have had a fit about that. Now do you notice something? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And this is happening more and more. Americans have become so fiercely individualistic and independent, nobody cares. There's so many people who hate Trump. Did you hear Ma'am Dammy? Ma'am Dammy said that if Benjamin Netanyahu comes to New York, he's going to have him arrested. Since when can Ma'am Dammy arrest a leader of another country? He didn't do anything against the United States. Well, Ma'am Dammy's a communist and a Muslim, and he hates Israel. Can you believe we're living in this day and age where a mayor can make a statement like that? 50 years ago, 60 years ago, they would have hauled his butt out of office. It's happening silently. It's happening daily. Hello, Oliver. It's becoming a problem. Little by little, quietly, the termites are eating out the supports of everything that we know. The Bible says that the Antichrist will change the times and the seasons. Now, how can he do that? How can he do that? Because he's going to be given supernatural power. He'll be energized by Satan. God will allow it. Hey, Snapshot, long time no see. Hello, Ricky. Yes, I heard about Georgia that some senators won wrongly. There is some stuff coming out, and they're blocking things. Sniper, how are you? How's your wife and children? And I'm sure it's hotter than hot in Florida. It's hotter than hot in Georgia. But I'm concerned. I don't agree with everything Trump's doing. However, not airing his address, boycotting the president. Hey, trucker. Oh, it goes by too dang fast, trucker. I was thinking, I don't want to be a slave to the system. Hello, Paula, how are you? I don't want to be a slave to the system. I want to get a smaller house, easy to heat and cool. I want to live simply, so I don't have to work full time at a grueling job. I want to work. I don't know. I pray God comes in my lifetime, but that's selfish me. But they're shutting things out. ABC, NBC, CBS did not air the presidential speech. Trump's asking FCC to pull their license. You know FCC ain't going to do that. I'm sorry, but the government entities aren't standing on the side of the truth anymore. The FBI hasn't been. The CDC hasn't. When I was a kid, we respected the FBI. We respected the Centers for Disease Control. But we know that CDC, Fauci and all the clowns around that, Paula, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, it is. I went to church today and I gutted my way through it. Pastor had a good message talking about in Sunday school about the church. Then at service, he talked about how the Holy Spirit comes to indwell us. And He is with us. And like I said this morning, we see as through a glass dimly lit, but then we shall see Him face to face. Bye, Stephen. You are not welcome here. Thanks for making a dumb comment and getting kicked out fast. You waited 5 minutes to do that. Way to go, stud muffin. Try again. Go make another ID. The clown's you, not me. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. You're out the door, fish. Oh, I think he was calling me a clown. Maybe I read that wrong, but still. I don't agree with everything Trump does. I don't think he's a clown. I think he's lost his focus a bit. Because our prices have not come down at all. Gas is still high. Groceries are still high. Taxes are high. And corruption is just getting worse and worse and worse. Well, thank you, Paula. I don't think Trump's a clown, but I think he's lost the plot a little bit. But for major networks to boycott the State of the Union address or a presidential speech is unheard of in my lifetime. I know when everybody said Trump got in office, we can reverse all this. No, we can't. They're not going to let us. Well, they actually have in the past. Not back in the good old days, but Trump did get gas quite low his first term. Absolutely did. Well, Paula, but you got to realize they did not come down when he took office at all. And I've watched as certain presidents came in, the prices would come down. And when other presidents came in, they went up. When Biden came in, they went up. They stayed up. They went down a little bit, and then Trump went to war with Iran. And I'm going to state that was foolish. Trump does not understand Bible prophecy. He doesn't understand Ishmael. Fighting Iran is a fool's sport. God says in Ezekiel he'll deal with them and Russia when they come up against Israel by themselves one day, or with their Muslim conflagration. Trump isn't going to solve anything with Iran. It's, and I guess Ukraine bombed something with a drone, bombed some factories over there the other day. I read that the death toll's at 1 million. Is that right? Between Russia and Ukraine? He did, Paula, but Trump could have opened all that again too. But I don't believe Trump is a born-again Christian. He knows that God saved him from the assassin attempt, but I don't believe he got saved. Paula White, for a choice of a pastor, is a lack of the Holy Spirit. I mean, that's not somebody you want to be anybody's pastor. Oh, thank you, my stars. It's actually a necklace. I just got it tied on. It's just actually a necklace, but thank you. I love this. It was $2 at the flea market here about a month ago. I've had more fun with this cheap thrill. What do you mean by that, Paula? Putin's stupid throwing his men as meat walls over 1 million dead. I don't understand that. So who's the dead? Which side is that on? The Ukraine or Russia? Thank you, my stars. I appreciate that. Somebody left a comment today saying I should run for president because I like to cross-dress. Let me make it clear, they'd never vote me as a president. I don't believe I could get voted in as a mayor or a governor in this country. So Russia's lost 1 million people. Wow, Putin just thinks his men are disposable. That's crazy. Look, I posted on my post, but got it done, folks. Finally finished with Japan. I'm going to tell you right now, I'd like to live in that scene. If I was able to, if I was filthy rich, this is where I'd go. I would live in a place with grounds like that. Oh, just think the fun I could have making videos over there. Sitting by a koi pond. A dog catcher. Yeah, Paula, frames are expensive. Everything's expensive. I'll probably put it back in the box like I have all the others, but I do like this one. Yeah, my start's sad because when you go to war, you got to be decisive. You got to pay attention to the facts. 1 million men? What does he gain by this? Yeah, Paul, I could do that. I didn't even think about that. I guess I could take an ugly picture out of the frame. Oh yeah, well I would buy wood frames. Sometimes I sand them down, could varnish it, stain it, any number of things. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Buy a frame with an ugly picture in it for $2 and just take the picture out. Good call. But the beast is coming. The Antichrist is coming. The networks fail to realize they are on the side of Satan, and I'm going to say it. I want to make something clear because people misunderstand me. I don't believe the Republicans are saints, okay? But the networks are controlled by extreme liberalism. And I believe that they are as satanic as they come. I believe the school system is owned by the devil. I believe Hollywood is owned by the devil. I believe that with all my heart. He's got them as his puppets. Well, you're right. You're right, Paula, and that may well be. Yeah, I do too, Paula. I have appreciation for. Hi, Krebs. Good to see you too. We have to live life. But for the first time in my 60 years, I've lost a little bit of drive. I admit, I wish some big miraculous thing would happen. I'd get this big pot of money and I'd just sell the house and move. But where would I go? I don't know. I wouldn't move to a place this size again. But you got to watch it. Whether you're out in the country or the city, you got creeps everywhere now. Everywhere. Yeah, my stars. I think, I agree with you. I think Trump is off now. But they've uncovered something with the election. And if that's the case, it should be brought out. Hi, Angel. How are you? Well, you talk about building. Do you know how much it costs to build a house? That'd wipe out my savings. I mean, it's just expensive. It's very, what is it, $200,000 to build a house? I couldn't even do that. Hi, how are you? I thought of that, Paula. You too, Angel, and thanks for showing up. I appreciate you, man. How's the weather in Chicago? You getting cleaner air there? Or is it still hazy with the fires? Is it hot or is it cooled down? I'm sorry you got a headache. If I was there, no, seriously, if I was there, I'd give you a gentle scalp massage. Ooh, feels so good. Is it, Paula? I'm all right. Shh. Right on, my stars. Angel, and I'm sorry for that. How many people are on YouTube? We truly have community here, and everybody received you the other day. I love that. That makes me feel good when we have a warm, caring group of people here. We're all different. We don't always agree on everything, but we have a good, solid group of people here. I'm mindful of that. I'm pretty harsh on my opines, but I try to be sensitive that, you know what? Irregardless of where you stand, we see the world heading in a direction. And I still believe in that old song. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Love's going away. People are hating. You experience it, Angel. I experience it. Not good. Not good. Oh, that's good. Somebody said it smelled like plastic, burnt plastic. Thank you. You're Rose, right? Yeah, we need to be loved. And You know, the world cannot create peace. The pastor today said only the Holy Spirit of God, only a person getting right with God, you can have peace with God. And the only one that's going to make peace in the world is God. Governments ain't going to do it. NATO ain't going to do it. The UN ain't going to do it. An ambassador from another country ain't going to do it. Angel, and I would give you one, and I wouldn't do no fooling around either. I would do it. I used to massage people at the rec center in Colorado, and they loved it. Then they expected it. I'd go in there, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to relax, and all these ladies are lining up. It was fun. Hey, Greg, I'm all right. Hey, Ethan. You know, I don't open my blinds. The sun in the west is just awful, and bringing all that heat in the house, I don't. I've got some low UV windows, but I really should have paid extra and had them tinted dark. I really should have done that, at least on that side. They never tipped me. I'm not gonna lie, I got the privilege of touching them. They got the privilege of a massage. Touching isn't just one way. I'm a guy. I'm like, wow, she's pretty. I get to feel her skin. The simple things, man. I don't have to have sex to enjoy. You know? Absolutely, Angel, but the community softens me. Doesn't change my convictions. But I want to protect the integrity of the community of what we have here. You know, I go hard on some things, but I don't want to hurt everybody's feelings that cares. But I will say the things I feel convicted about, because I grew up in too much fake and flake and superficial, and I'm done with it. Cheese whiz, yes. I think we can all agree that politics has let us down. Both sides. You know, we got this two-sided horned monster, and they're just doing this. Now, I can't get behind the left. I can't do it. They've just done too many things. But you got these old farts. I'm sorry to say it. I'm old. You got these old farts in there. I still got some life in me. I think I could run 4 years and do okay. But 20 years, no. You know, come on. I'd like to get just one term. 175,000 a year. The problem is, I'd have to have a townhome near Washington, which would cost $10,000 a month or something ridiculous. And you'd end up blowing money just being there. If I could make 175,000 for 4 years and not have to pay exorbitant rent, shoot, I could come out with a nice little bankroll. You know what, Angel? Cheese whiz was nasty. We used to make fun of that. But you know, when you were a kid, you thought it was cool. Real cheese is where it's at. Like the American cheese that you got in your cafeteria lunch. That's gross too. I love all these cheese, like the Colby sharp cheddar mix. Oh, is that good? Are you serious, Greg? Did he really? No, I got it. Spell check and typos happen all the time. Crappy cheese has its place. Do you really? You guys all like that junk food. My sister used to take the Ready Whip in a can. When my mother wasn't home, she'd open the fridge and go, I said, man, Mom sees that, she's gonna get so peeved at you. She used to do that all the time. When nobody was looking, I drank the apple juice and swig out of the bottle. My buddy came over and he says, do you really do that? He says, look, there's little pieces of sandwich in there and everything. And there wasn't. He was just messing. Really? You know what, Angel? I do that and it messes me up so bad. That I hate that. I will orally dictate a sentence. I believe I'm a clear communicator. And if I say, yeah, the red car went around the red light, smashed into the green car, and I'll read it back. The red car was a whore that saw a prostitute and somebody was jacked up. I'm like, I didn't say that. I've seen it literally. I'm like, man, is AI in there twisting my speech to start wars? Yes, he did. PB&J. Tex-Mex shredded cheese. Look, you want to know what the purest form of junk food is? Peeps. Easter crap. Boy, talk about cavity-causing crap. And I take that as an honor and a compliment, what you said, Angel, about my channel. That made my day. I want this to be a place, a safe place, not for trolls. We inducted Planet G in here for the wrench the other day, and she didn't waste no time. Her and Colette started kicking stuff out, and I tell you what, I do believe in empowering women, not for feminism. Grown men going to come in here and start attacking Colette and the ladies? No, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Oh, Droopy.
Hello, my name is Droopy. I'm so happy.
Who is Kayla? I missed that one. Was that when I was at Walmart yesterday? Man, I went in the store. I had it on mute because they play music. And YouTube will mute out my video if it picks up too much music. So I'm pushing a cart and there's all this bull crap going on. And I just happen to look down and I see Fauci say, you need to demod Colette. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I hit the mic. I said, no, I don't. What's going on? A rude, nasty girl. What was the name? Kayla. What was she saying? I don't even know her, Kayla. What was she saying? Was it about my clothing? Really, Finch. Oh, well, I'm glad you got rid of her. Well, why does she come here? Why do these people come on a channel, which is somebody's own platform, and do that? You think because you don't agree with me, I'm going to just suddenly go, you know what? You're right, Kayla. Let me be like you. No. Fauci working on a diarrhea vaccine. Yeah. Well, Fauci needs to be charged with some crimes. You know, he did guinea pig. He used Puerto Rican and Costa Rica kids as guinea pigs for his lab stuff. Did you know that? Look into that. He was never held accountable for that. He messed up a lot of kids. They need to come up with a vaccine that if you've been in politics too long, you can't speak anymore. Your mouth goes mute, you can't hear, and it's time to leave. And I'm going to say this about one of my classic 11-year trolls. May 1,000 saguaro cactuses pass freely through his intestines. Isn't that fun? Yeah, and you know who else is evil, and nobody likes to really focus on this, but Bill Gates. He's not just some computer guy that made software. He's all about eugenics and population control. Remember during COVID, he was all promoting vaccines? I want you to notice when we got locked down, I was in this house. This did not look good. This house was a mess. I had torn a little bit of everything out. This house, I had had it all hauled out and swept the area, but this house was gutted. This living room was awful. I'm in there with a scraper. And when I got on the internet, Facebook, you saw Zuckerberg and his wife sitting there having these little family chats, and all these commercials on Google, just stay home, by all this Google staff that's making big money. And then Fauci and Bill Gates was up there smiling. I said, wow, we have this lockdown and now we have all these stars coming out of the woodwork acting as though they're experts. Mark Zuckerberg's not an MD. He's a tech geek. Bill Gates is not an MD. He's a tech geek. Fauci is an idiot. Yeah. And if you read some of Bill Gates' quotes in his own journals and stuff, he kind of thinks people are stupid. And he's right, they are, but not the way he views it. I don't know about Zuckerberg, but Bill Gates was made fun of as a kid. He's the classic nerd. And what people don't realize, some of these nerds became very smart and are vicariously taking out on us. When Mark Zuckerberg spent $250 million in voting machines for an election, for elected officials, you had to ask, what is a private citizen, why is he buying voting machines? Why is he buying voting machines? Doesn't the government supposed to provide those? Were they pre-programmed? Were they programmed to flip a Trump vote to Biden? I don't know. Can they do that? Of course they can. Do you remember in Florida years ago when they had the hanging chads? Oh, Soros is the devil incarnate. I don't know how he hides his horns. And you know what's weird? Now, I defend Israel in context of the Bible, okay? I don't defend the actions of all the Jews, but Jewish people that are in high place in the U.S. are corrupt as they come. Soros, Zuckerberg, Barbara Walters is dead and gone, but she's part of that elitist group. She was Jewish. She started The View. She started The View, and she said, I want a different viewpoint. Barbara, you handpicked all liberals. How does that work? Hey, thank you, my stars. You have an awesome day. Are you leaving? You tested that one on Biden. Side effects of this drug: tripping on the stairs on Air Force One, calling people dog-faced pony soldier, falling asleep in the middle of a summit. Arwoo, would you retract? You misbehaving? Don't be misbehaving now. I would like to run for office and say I dress feminine, but I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative, and watch what society does. Say, oh, if you're discriminated against me, are you supposed to be doing that? I think it'd be fun to test it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm totally against abortion. Totally. You know, Bill Gates and the liberals, they believe in population control. And I wish I had a classroom with all these clowns in there and said, I'll tell you what, Bill Gates, we're gonna look at your investment portfolio, we're gonna look at what you own, we're gonna look at your house, bank accounts, and we're gonna look at your carbon footprint against the rest of us. And your carbon footprint is so huge that we think you need to volunteer to go first. And we'll redistribute you goods since you're voting for a party that's socialist. We'll give all your stuff out to people that don't have all that nice stuff. Oh, Margaret Sanger was terrible. They're shuffling fossils. Chad, they'd never vote me in. There's not enough, even conservatives and Christians would say, I can't get behind him the way he dresses. No, cannot. America's still caught up in external packaging. That's why Obama won the election. He looked, photogenic. And people still buy into that lie. I have my problems, but when it gets down to brass tacks, I think it'd be funny if I was in California and I won the governor's shot. And I'm not going to be friendly to Newsom. I'd go in for my little debut and be polite and professional. I'd say, Newsom, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be copacetic with you, but I don't like you. You have ruined things, and we are going to change everything you did and back it up like a Tonka truck. Hi, Colette. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, they'd never. What is Edumu? What is Edumu Cashin? What is that? Oh yeah, homeschooling has proven itself over and over. And they do better than regular school kids. That's a fact. The American education system has been systematically dumbing down the students. Oh, I got you. Education. No, Chad, California used to have the biggest economy all my growing up years. And it has nothing to do with his clown face. It had to do with big tech. It had to do with a lot of things. And even before big tech, California's got some pretty busy ports. San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego. I mean, those are Long Beach, pretty big port activity over there. California has a lot of stuff that other places don't have. They've got quite a bit of diversity in geography. You got Mount Whitney. You've got Death Valley. You've got the Redwoods. You've got desert. You got a lot. The ocean. I agree, Paula. Education said dumbly. Hi, Beth. Pooping in the streets. Pooping by myself. The new Billy Idol song coming up soon to a sidewalk near you. I remember downtown Denver was just getting tacky. Then they had the Busker Fest. No offense. I like, people that got talent, but the Busker Fest, they had a guy with no shirt on. He spray painted his whole body silver. And he walked downtown going, shh, shh, money. He's pretending to be a robot. And people juggling balls with court jester hats on. I'm like, wow, this is exciting. Really exciting. Beth, I love this paint. It turns me on. Especially my gimpy, scantily clad top. I wouldn't. I'd just make a wide berth and get away, because then you're the one that gets in trouble. PB and the J, PB and the J. PB and J, I think you're onto something. That's a joke. People praying to God that they can win when they're gambling. I don't think God's going to honor that. Those machines are set. They're checked by people that come in and make sure that there's payouts. There's people that have gambled so much that they've told me, I'll get on a machine, and I know for a fact when it's been played so many times and people walk away from it, I'll get on it because it's going to be near a payout. And people who follow that stuff, I don't know. I don't do it at all. Praying in a casino. Yeah, it's like when some people have sex and they start praying to God in orgasm. Oh God, oh God. Okay, yeah. No joke. 2nd Casino, verse 10. All right, no anti-Jewish jokes. Not going to tolerate that. Arwoo. No. Just stop. This isn't fuchsia, this is pink. See, the sun came back. The clouds are playing fast and loose with it. Remember Wheat Thins? I used to like Ritz crackers, those were good. Remember lemon coolers? The cookies that you ate it and it felt like they were cool. You took those to the beach. Nutter Butters. And the circus cookies with the frosting and the pink and the sparkly, or the little sparklies on it. Sprinkles, whatever you call it. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Did you? These are camisoles. They were $2.88. I've got a drawer full of them, and I'm glad I bought them. The only thing I don't like is they're mixed with polyester. So if I'm sweating a lot, I can't wear them. I wear it because I'm in the house. I'll go to the flea market early. In the fall, when it's starting to get cooler, I like to wear this because then there's no sweat. You cannot wear polyester when you're sweating. It does not work at all. But yes, the Antichrist is coming, absolutely. Hi, Nate. How are you? Thank you, Nate. I was on fire this morning. We read 3 chapters of Genesis straight. Two termites sitting in a bar. One asks the other, where's the bar tender? Other replies, in the middle. Oh, I had to think about that for a minute. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Hi, Tammy. How is Tammy doing? Hey, Adam, I'm doing all right. How are you? It's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache. No, don't leave, Greg. I'm just messing with you. Oh, that's good, Tammy, and welcome on in. Why a long face? I'm all right. Sunday fun day. Obi Trice, no names, no gimmicks. I'll be honest, I don't want to be in politics. But if something happened where people voted me in, then I guess I got to get up and assume the chair. Paula, did you get your AC? Did you call anybody yet about getting it fixed? I suppose you got to wait till tomorrow. Here we got guys that are on call. They're not going to replace a unit, but they can do basic stuff, but they charge double on the weekends. I did, Nate. I did. I'm glad you went. I'm glad you got a good place to go, Nate. Playing with the Queen of Hearts, knowing it ain't really smart. Joker is the only fool who will do anything for you. Oh, girl. Put the hose on top of your house with a sprinkler. If you don't mind a little extra in the water bill, see if that helps cool it, attic and stuff down. Pastor today said something that I noticed, but I'm glad he said it, and I'll remind you. He said the church is the pillar of truth. That the Word of God is the pillar of truth, and the church supports the pillar of truth, and we Christians should be supporting the Word. And in spite of my flaws, I clearly support the Word. I don't think anybody listening to me would doubt that at all. But he said the church is always, and Christians are always going to be at odds with the world because we support the truth, and the world doesn't support the truth. Let me tell you something. NBC, ABC, CBS, NPR, PBS, CNN, all of them, they don't support God. They don't support the truth. That's good, Nate. You need that right now for sure. Oh, Greg, now that would have been a sermon I would have liked to have heard. Greg, that would have been an awesome message. My pastor's old school. He does that old time religion, and I like that. But I like to talk about current events and bring the Word right into it because the Bible can read like a paper, a newspaper, and it's going to. When the church moves, when God takes the church out of the world, people are going to read Revelation like the daily newspaper. Greg, that would have been an awesome sermon. Yeah, they got a little heat index today. It's not as bad as yesterday. I noticed my AC cycling more. A little bit there was running. Not for hours, but it was longer intervals of running. Yesterday was hot. Thursday, Friday was horrible. Chad, I wish I could open windows. Now, you guys all love my house. You know what I want? I want the original. Who was it that was asking when they saw me go down a side street in my neighborhood the other day? Said, are those cabins? That is the original size of the house, 23 by 27. I like those smaller houses. I would have been done with that so fast. I would have insulated it so strongly in the attic and everything. My utilities would be... I keep my utilities pretty good for this big house. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, we need to, you know. Greg, exactly. I have said that for years. I've said that for years. They're talking. I mean, the Fox News, they're getting on this alien kick. And I'm running into people out here in Augusta. Oh, the aliens are real. The government's been hiding it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to plead the fifth on this one because you can't. People want to believe everything but the truth, man. They want to believe everything but the truth. Hey, Lyndon. Was that you, Colette? Chad, but it needs to be that here. See, in the South, people didn't put a lot of insulation. They thought, it's not cold here. That works in the heat, too. When you got cold air with your AC blowing in your house, stays in longer. And then you go, my attic sucks. I've been up there. There's places where it's this deep over the sheetrock. I'm like, there's so many wires. They had people living in this house that did their own thing. And I thought, I'm not even going to fool with all that. The apex for me was to get all my hot water lines. I shut them off in the attic and rerouted everything down below. I would get home from the school bus job in the summer, turn the cold water on in the bathroom sink and the tub. It was 130 degrees because all that attic gets up to whatever the temperature is. And I'm like, that cannot be good on that CPVC. That's just baking the water in the lines. And one of these days they're going to go. So I thought, the cold water line that wasn't up there. That's under the slab. And I routed it. And I was so happy that I did that. I thought, I'm going to run the hot water line in here too. So it's always the temperature of the house. No more of these extremes. In the winter, the same thing. The water was ice cold up there. Get down to 11 degrees in Georgia. People don't realize that. I was worried about them freezing. Really, Greg? Are you serious? No cold water, dang. Paula, you know what kills me about Georgia? Our water lines are only 13 to 18 inches deep here. You want to know how deep they have to be in Minnesota? 8 feet because of frost. If Georgia got just a day or 2 days of sub-zero, every pipe in Augusta would go. Mine, woo! I'll tell you what, if I knew that was coming, I'd just turn my damn water off and I'd run the faucets, drain it all out, and shut it off at the shutoff and the meter box and go, we're going to have a problem. At least it ain't going to blow in the house. Yikes. So you do know. I did that last winter. We got down there a bit. Paula, I'm sorry going through this. Paula's air conditioner went, folks. She's in Georgia too. About 93 degrees today. Dropped down a little bit from yesterday, and Friday was 96 with a heat index of 105. That's crazy. The humidity is what kills you. If this was just Arizona heat, it'd be nothing. You just get in the house and your AC would be enough. But the humidity is what kills the heat. I mowed my yard yesterday. My shirt was sopping wet. I'm looking at 10 grand to replace the AC in the furnace. It's not cheap. And they don't just replace the AC because the blower system is different. On the older units, they have to update the blower system, which is fitted to the furnace. The furnace is a gas furnace. There's nothing wrong with the furnace. Then when they take it out, I'm going to instruct them, you take the furnace out and you give it to me. You're not taking that. And I will take the air conditioner equipment as well. I will try to put the furnace up for sale and see if I can get $100 out of it. I've learned that with companies. They'll say, nope, you don't have to do a haul-out charge. I will keep all the pieces. Do not destroy the gas furnace. I want to keep it. You know, I didn't even think about that. I guess the Mediterranean area would be a little dry. Here's something I don't understand. You go down to the Yucatan, not the Yucatan, but the Baja. You go down California into Mexico, and you got the Baja Peninsula. That is bone dry. And you got the Pacific Ocean right there. How the heck? How the heck? You think with the ocean right there. But San Diego, same thing. You think it'd be lush and green just from moisture. No. It's hard for me to fathom that the ocean will be right there and it can be a desert. Water tank? Do you got a well? It is cold water, but you would think the ocean is going to throw humidity. The Great Lakes throw humidity. The Great Lakes definitely throw moisture content. I can feel it in the well. Now the winter, we get down to the cold. I was talking to my dad. I had a cordless phone, shag carpet. We had a week, 2 weeks of 25, 30 below. I was walking and talking. It was so dry with that cold sub-zero weather, and I felt the static electrical charge go through me into the phone. The call went dead. Static electrical charge ruined the phone. Like, oh my gosh. I went to my drawer, found the other handset, plugged it in. I called my dad. I said, I just got a static electrical charge and it just fried the phone. He goes, really? I said, yeah, it's been 25, 35 below here. It sucked all the moisture out of the air. I cannot walk when I talk to you. I got to sit in one place. You know what, Paula? I was shocked when I moved down here. I rode on a lady's bus for special education bus. She got a newer house and they got the hot water tank in the attic. I said, what were they thinking? In LA, we had a hot water heater closet. I'm gonna show y'all something. I don't do what they do down here. The water heater used to be in this room, right here. Right back there in the corner. 40 gallon. I had Barry come over, my favorite plumber. This is lower slab here. This used to be the back porch. And I bought a 50 gallon, had him install it. If anything happens and it floods in here, it's not going to get into the house. Make a mess of this room, but it'll sieve out. It'll find its way out. Oh, I was talking and it went zip, gone. I was like, you know what? Static electricity will destroy a computer chip, an integrated circuit. When I was in China, my travel agent, who was Chinese, said, Michael, are you able to get me remember, hold that thought. He asked me if I could get access to old computers. Not the right one. Where are we? I said, well, they just usually go to landfill and stuff. And he goes, no, the IC chips, they have gold. You get me access to that stuff, I give you profit. I said, I think they're already doing that. And they are. Thank you, Nate. Pastor today, remember, was talking about you need to be Jesus to your neighbors. How do you do that? How do you do that when your neighbors are disrupting you? When I moved in here, I told y'all, we're not going to repeat it again, but they were making racket with the car and the boom boom, and then their dogs jumping the fence, barking 24/7, pooping and running through my yard. And this went on for 3 years, and I finally said, you know what? I've called animal control, I've called the police. Now I'm just going to tell animal control, let's go to court. This isn't doing any good. Animal control even testified that there were problems the year before I bought my house with the property. Being a Christian, people read stuff into the Bible and think that we have to be exactly like that. What I'm going to say is we're not supposed to be doormats. It's one thing if you're thrown in jail in another country for your profession of faith. Yeah, you got to show love to these people. But in America, we have rights. I'm paying my taxes, and somebody else thinks they can disturb the entire neighborhood and be irresponsible. I don't agree with that. I believe part of being Christ-like is don't get revenge and do what you want to do, but you are well justified to call the law and follow the legal avenues of the law as a citizen can. But you got a lot of churches that teach that, well, you don't want to be controversial, you want to show Jesus. And what does Jesus look like? Mamby-pamby, soft soap. It's cool, you can crap all over me, man, I'm good. I don't think so. I don't think so. How do you deal with rude people? If somebody's a Christian and they're doing that, there's a guy at work, he was rude. In the receiving department, Clay's went to Christian school, studied the ABECA curriculum, and he has been a dirtbag to me. He told me one day I was weird, and I said, you're calling me weird? Well, you talk to her. I said, everybody in here talks to themselves. I said, walk through this warehouse. Scott's talking to himself. He's talking to, I said, I'm commenting. All right, which bin is that? That's not weird, dude. If I'm answering myself, if I'm looking up at the ceiling going, what are you doing up there, and talking to nothing, that's different. And he can be a jerk. He's calmed down. But I had to stand up to him one day. I said, you know what? I said, I'm tired of your crap. You and I need to deal with this. This passive aggressive and you being rude is going to stop. Because I come here to work, I'm out here to play with you. And I told him. I let him have it. You know what, Paula, and I think that's it. Remember, I think it's okay in an appropriate setting to stand up. You got a coworker being rude, say, hey, is there something I've done to you that you're treating me this way? And if you can't get anywhere, go to the next in command. What sucks is when a manager's being like that, or somebody in authority. I love the smell of this perfume. I found it roses yesterday. I find myself getting less patient about younger people talking rudely to me in the workplace. I'm like, whoa, hold on. You may not follow a code of conduct, but I am 60 and I'm a man. You're not going to talk to me that way. You got an issue? We talk. Okay? But you're not going to talk to me that way. Oh, Paula, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. That's why I got all my windows covered. It does help. It actually does help with cooling. You know what I struggle? I'm a Christian. How do you stop lusting? Pastor today admitted he's 70 years old. He said, women have flirted with me, come on. He said, I'll admit it feels good, but I don't entertain it. But he admitted, he said, I'm still a red-blooded male. He said, there's certain events I will not go to because I don't need to be looking at that. Paul, I don't have a P.O. box, but if you get on Discord, I can give you, address. That'd be awesome, Paula, because I would love that. Perfume is expensive. Man, is it high. I went to work with no applesauce cups last week. I was so sad. They were all out of Food Line, and I stocked up the other day. So I'm happy. Gotta have my applesauce cups. I like juice boxes. The juice boxes went up. It's cheaper for me to buy the juicy juice in the bottles. Got you at 77 Titanic 77. And I appreciate, and I want to say something to my viewers. I appreciate, I don't drink. I don't drink soda pop. Somebody the other day at work said, did you just say pop? I said, yeah, and he started laughing. I said, dude, what's funny about pop? He said, we call it soda here. I said, dude, in Minnesota it's called pop. In some places it's called soda. In other places it's called soda pop. And some places say soft drink. What is a soft drink? 77 Titanic 77. Yeah, Minnesota pop. I think the Midwest calls it pop. Down here they say soda. Well, Minnesota, we say pop. In Texas, everything is Coke. Yeah, which Coke are we talking about? The light stuff or the liquid? I'm glad I can be honest with all of you. I'm glad for that. Not hard as in hard liquor. So what is the difference between hard liquor and liquor? So what is hard liquor? Jim Beam? What's the other one? Jim Beam. What's the other one that Tennessee makes? Jack Daniels. Which is harder, Jim Beam or Jack Daniels? I know nothing about liquor. I know about liquor, but not the alcoholic kind. Alcohol percentage. So is 80 proof hard liquor? Papa, you caught on, didn't you? I'm so naughty. My mind is just in the gutter lately because You know, women have their own, cycles. We men do too. And people don't always realize that. Sometimes I'm like a woman when she's very aroused and it's very strong and there's been no outlet for it other than my own hands. I had a girlfriend years ago. She used to keep the ads out of the upper end magazines that would have the ad for Absolute Vodka. She clipped them all, and they were actually interesting. She had a whole scrapbook full of them. I said, "That's really wild." She goes, "Yeah, the ads just caught my eye." They're both awful. What about my viewers? What do you mean? Hi, Tracy. Oh, Jack and Jim, gotcha. A little bit about Jack and Jim. Wait a minute. Those are not beers. They're not wines. What are those? What do you call them? Whiskey, thank you. So what is rum? Bourbon and whiskey. Hard liquor. So what is rum? Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. And who came up with rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub? Why were there 3 men in a tub? Rum's from sugar? Really? Black Label is rum. Oh, well water's the best. Whiskey's from corn. Rum is made from sugarcane. Now, I did not know that. Wild. So beer is from barley and hops, right? Barley and hops. When I lived in Colorado, you go straight up 20th, where I was very close to 20th Avenue in Lakewood. You could drive all the way up to Coors. Yeah, what were they doing in a tub? Rub-a-dub-dubbing something other than the tub? Little Bo Peep lost her sheep. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds of whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and scared Miss Tuffet away. Beer's bitter. Yeah, but that came out way before the whole LGBT movement came out. So what was Rub It Up Dub 3 Men in a Tub doing? Were they pushing gay stuff then? Hi, Planet G! Welcome on in. Hey, Colette, you still in the house? Potatoes. Scroll up. I never liked beer. Beer's bitter. Sugarcane, tequila's from agave, I think. Vodka's from potato. Vodka's from potato? Wow! I eat potatoes. That's wild. Hey, Cola Bean. I've heard of, they used to do fish fries in Duluth. The smelt. They used to catch the smelt when they were running up Luster River, and they do beer fries with that. So how come I get an erection or feel like I want to get an erection when I wear a skirt? I don't have one now, but I was just asking that. I'm all right, Cola. How are you? Maybe because it's so taboo. I don't know. Yes, I'm definitely unusual, but we're going to always be honest. Wait a minute. I want this. I know sometimes some of you hear some of the things I say when I'm on the lives and you're going, did he just really say that? That's good, Cola. What state are you in? Are you burning up like the rest of us? Or are you staying cool? Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Pirate strain rum. Avast you, mateys. But I would never wear a kilt. Where's Colette? I want to tell you, Planet G, you've stepped into the role beautifully. I've got nothing but compliments. Colette thinks you're awesome. And I do too. Have the ones in Utah gone out? I know Canada's got some big stuff going on. Yo ho ho, a bottle of rum. Now I got that dumb little sea shanty stuck in my head. Turn down the flame. I hate putting on a gas stove when you're trying to keep your house cool. But I run the fan in the other room and it helps. I have never used this oven since I moved into this house. But if you're going to do baking, winter's the time to do it here. That's right. Planet G, we love you. You're awesome. Talking to you is a joy. She's allowed me a window into her world, and it's fun. She lives in a house out in the country, and the scenery is beautiful. That's what I heard, Paula. And when I was a kid, we went to a restaurant in Mammoth. My dad got the sauteed mushrooms and gave me some. They were sauteed in wine sauce, and I have to say they were good. But yeah, they said the alcohol, burns out of it. Nate, absolutely. Tammy, what state are you in again? I wouldn't wear a kilt. Ohio. Man, we got a lot of good people from Ohio. I will say I miss the days when Mob and Nene, E-Rock and Amber would all come in here. Man, we had a lively crew of mods back then. I'm not saying we don't now, but it's weird how the channel is metamorphosized. We had groups like 4 months ago. Some of them have left. Last year we had Eugenia in here. She and I were sharing shorts and doing collabs together. And then people just drift off and you never hear from them again. We've had a lot of that in here. Yes, Tammy, and that's okay. Welcome. Hello, Samantha. How are you? I wouldn't wear a kilt because I don't like kilts. They're not my style. The colors, the style, pleated stuff is not my thing. I would wear skirts. I got a skirt, but it's too short. If I lean over, my butt cheeks are going to show. Yes, Afghans are cool. G's been busy again. She's been busy. She does things. She pulls some of the images off my videos. I like this pink top. And the ladies, you guys all compliment it too. I love it. I think pink actually is a hit with me. I don't wear boxers. I never liked those. I wear the tighties. I can only show you this. The blue. I like the colored men's Hanes. Those are nice. Well, thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Cola Bean. I tell you, you get on some of these other channels, because I sample stuff too. And it's a free-for-all. Trying to look. What is that? Why is this flashing? Oh my gosh. I got to turn off the screen. There we go. Got you, Samantha. Commando in a toga. Thank you. Playing? No, I'm not playing. Tammy, monetization is a pain in the butt on YouTube. I still don't know how to do it. So I have a Cash App. A few people donate. Most do not. 40% of the dollar that people donate through the monetization goes straight to Google. And I don't think that's fair to the people that want to give me money. why make YouTube rich? I mean, they're already rich. You know how much money they make? Somebody look it up. Michael Pineapples. Well, we try to smile. How are you? What's a purple gale? Oh, you're gonna go shower? All right, Paula, go cool down. Paula, it's getting hot. She needs a cold shower. Yes. You're a purple girl. Got you. I used to be like, pink is gay. I'll never do it. Then I was in transportation. They wanted me to wear pink in support of breast cancer. And I did it. I bought a girl's pink sweatshirt that said, find the cure. I cut the sleeves or the neck out and did it my style. And I got a standing ovation. The girl said, Mike, that's awesome. I said, this was a girl sweatshirt. And I tore it up to fit me. They said, no, we love you. That's awesome. I like dressing provocative. I'm a guy. I mean, we go shirtless, so I'm covered semi. 40 to 60 billion is Google's annual revenue from YouTube. Thank you. That's terrible. That's terrible. That is a gross amount of money for somebody to make. And they're pushing ads and, I mean, come on. I can't even believe, honestly, that the networks in America survive anymore. Social media has got a massive pull. I don't watch TV. TV's gay. Why would I watch television? Why would I watch ABC, NBC, CBS? Why? They're pointless. They're a waste of time. Really, Michael, that's cool. I want to create, I had a woman that didn't charge me a lot. I want her to make me shirts that are toga style, except not the robe. Now, TV's a waste of time. Yeah, thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. I love the lace. I want to find more of it. The lady I bought it from at the flea market said, if you get any more of those, hold them for me. When you say, hey, what do you mean, Tammy? From the host or their followers? I like to read too, but I'm done with all my Clive Cussler books. I'm sad. I don't have a great author to... Nobody else interests me that much. I can't get into Tom Clancy or... Was it Dean Koontz? I can't get into their stuff. Followers trolling. What is, see, I don't want to do all that shit. It's just more work. What is merchant account? I mean, there's guys on here that got weird kinks. I should sell them my underwear. Followers trolling. Losers that don't scrolling. And an idiot kicked out of chat. On the first day of YouTube, community gave to me. Oh, of course they would. And I don't mean to be gross, but there's some sickos out there. If I made a mess in them, came in them, that's bonus. But I was talking to somebody about that. And somebody said, I'll pay $1,000 for any panties you wear. You know why I wouldn't do it? Because you got sickos. Take the DNA out of there and plant it at a crime scene and then say, hey, I know somebody might want to check. You got to be smart today. People aren't playing fair. Hi, Stacy. Is that baby Ghosty? Oh, well, here's the thing about YouTube. You have to have a Google account. And if you try to make another alias, you can't use that same Google account because it'll lock. It'll say you can't do that. So they're using VPNs. My troll's been using VPNs, which is bullcrap. I don't got time to make all these other accounts. Now, when I used to get on Yahoo Messenger, I did, but it was easy. You could make tons of Yahoo accounts. Boy, was that stupid, but I used to love to chat. I saw more crazy stuff in Yahoo chat than I could shake a stick at. Oh my gosh, were people something else in Yahoo Messenger. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in Yahoo Messenger. Oh, baby Ghosty! Well, I'm glad you're back. I saw the ghost and I thought, that's got to be you. You're the only one that comes in and says, boo. Are you doing okay? So is your name Stacy in real life? I know your name isn't Baby Ghosty. That would be funny. Officer pulls you over. Let me get this straight. Your name is Baby Ghosty? You know what? That's it, Nate. Got you, Stacy. Well, good to see you. How are things? Are things evening out a little bit for you? Stacy's been through the mill lately, ladies. She's been through a lot of stuff. You guys think to pray for her, she would always appreciate that. You know, I will tell you something. I don't know how people made it down here in the South in the old days with no AC. I'll call you Ghosty, all right. When I was in the Philippines, houses are built different down there. They got a lot of bamboo houses. And they're not airtight, so the outside air temperature can blow into the house. Bamboo houses are nice though, they're built really well. Then they got the cement houses. The only problem is in the Philippines, every time they have an earthquake, the cement does not hold up well. Mac and cheese with tuna, peas, and carrots tonight. My unique goulash original. Annie's pasta with no wheat flour. I do not have a gluten problem, but I do have a wheat problem. So I buy the Annie's pasta, which is made out of rice flour. It's pretty good too. All right, where has my little dog gone? Oh, where can it be? Now something just fell on the floor and I don't know where it went. Right there. Awesome. Found it. One thing I don't do in the South, you don't leave food on the floor. Bugs will smell it 20 miles away. Excuse me. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover I picked the other day. Wow. I remember years ago when I did field trips in Colorado, the elementary kids would get on the bus and start doing whack-a-mole. Oh, the teachers would get so mad about that. It's actually kind of funny. If anybody does whack-a-mole one more time, you are not going to recess. I was like, uh-oh. Oh, I'm gonna sit down and eat. All I do is stand. Tammy, we got an awesome group, and they're from everywhere. Planet G, I'm so proud of her. She just totally belongs in here. Big. It is because, Rose, we have good moderators that have to do patrol in here quite a bit. I need to get me some olive oil. Olive oil is so expensive now. That is one flaw I have. I'm guilty of using canola oil. Mac and cheese, peas and carrots, and tuna. It's called One Pot Surprise. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, it's called 4 food groups in a pot. Oh, you calling me Michaela. I love it. No, not in this. I put garlic powder on my ground chicken last night. No, gee, I don't know if you heard me this morning. I said, people come in and ask what they, WTF am I wearing? Why are you dressed like that? It's always men. I'm going to start telling them, sorry, you're going to refer to me as Michaela. Now get out of the room. Well, they say they dump mercury in the oceans, which is not good. Olive oil and garlic are the best. And after living in Hong Kong, I love ginger. Ginger was cute on Gilligan's Island. I had the hots for her. Everybody else had the hots for Marianne. But somebody was telling me at work the other day that Marianne was the wild one in real life. Ginger was not. Don Wells died of COVID, leaving Ginger as the only survivor of Gilligan's Island. You know, when I was a kid, I liked women with big chests. Ginger, Pamela Sue Anderson, Laverne and Laverne and Shirley. Oh man, I thought Laverne was such a hottie. Now that I'm older, I prefer smaller, flat-chested women myself. Hi, Jennifer. I'm originally from Long Beach, or Los Angeles, I should say, adopted out of Long Beach. And I want to say that. I'm going to bring it up. Because a lot of Filipinos, when I was in Hong Kong, were very self-conscious about that. They say, why you like me? I have no chest. I said, that's not true. And even in the US, a lot of white girls grow up feeling inferior. And I'm like, I remember a girl that got my attention in Mammoth was Kim Barron. She was pretty flat-chested, but oh, I thought she was so pretty in 6th grade. And the other boys make comments, rude comments. 2 BBs on a breadboard. Kids are mean. Kids are mean. Really, Rose? Where are you at, Jennifer? I lived in Mammoth Lakes for 7 years. What is high desert in California? Oh, I think Filipinos are beautiful. I think Asians in general are beautiful. Ah, ghosty, we age. There's nothing we can do except accept it. Where's Lucerne Valley? I didn't know that was considered high desert. When I think of high desert, I think of between Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Rock Springs on Interstate 80. That's high desert. What is LE? Yeah, but Chad, look. You know that we thought Daisy Duke was hot back in the day. Catherine Bach. You know, we're kids. We saw the big cojones and we went goo-goo over that. Women do not get to pick which breast size they have unless they go to implants. Hello, Lucy. How are you? And welcome from the UK. Planet G is from Northern Ireland. Niagara Falls. That has to be fun. You gotta wear uniforms that squeeze everything. Ugh. Really, Rose? It's not safe to beat the streets anymore, is it? I like to used to watch the old Law and Order. Lucy, I've got a high metabolism. I cannot lie, and that has been my friend. I stay away from junk food. I don't drink pop or eat all of the only chips I eat are the veggie chips, which are all natural. I don't eat cookies or crackers. I don't have bread. I'm pretty simple. Fish, chicken. So I can't have a burger because I can't have the bun. If I have the burger, I'll just eat the patty and toss the bun away. I love Asian food. I like meat and potatoes. I want to see the Highlands in Scotland, Tracy. Lucy, that's funny. Lucy in the sky of diamonds. Oh. That's an oldie. Rose, have you heard of, well, Rose, where are you at again? What state? Oh, hummus is good. I like that. That stuff's good for you. Where did Nate go? I didn't even see him cut out. Rose, you in Georgia? Or you in California? Tina Jones, how are you? The next time Tina Jones writes on my videos, did you block me? I'm going to write, no, did you block me? That's right, you told me that. Say you, say me. Hi, Peter. How are you? Tina, I'm okay. Just winding down another weekend. It sounds like it would be fun and challenging because not everything's going to be exactly the same. She wasn't here. I don't know what happened. It's going all right. It's warehouse, Chad. It's just old-fashioned hard work. Pulling orders, packing stuff, cleaning up stuff, running forklifts. Yeah. And it's hot. This is the picture that Planet G made. You can't see, but on the bottom she airbrushed Rascal. Love that. That's just cool. That picture is fire. Yeah, I like that. Hello, Rejecture. How are you? I'm not looking for another one. I'm looking for an escape. Yeah, Planet, that's because of you. You know, anybody see the Polar Express? I want to fall asleep in my room and hear a noise. And I hear this loud, what the heck? I look out my living room window and there's an ocean liner gleaming with the deck lights in the dark. And you hear a voice, Well, Michael, you coming? Yeah. Let me get my book bag with some clothes. I'll be right there. Yes, I would get on it. And in front of my house, it's ocean, and the ship is there, waiting for me to come up the gangway. Gangway pulls up, door shuts, and we're off. And the street turns back to normal. Wouldn't that be fun? So you're saved, Remix. That's good. Planet G, it does. It fits me. And you know how to put it together. I like that. But you always be Rascalette. We're brother and sister in this, you know. Speaking of wrenches, I've gone into some of these lives just to sample. You get some girl in there that thinks she's all that. Every other word's the F word. She's got earrings all over. She's in a bedroom that's messy. Looks like she just rolled out of bed. Hi, guys. And she's using profanity and thinking, and you see everybody in there's a guy with a wrench. I'm like, I wouldn't even leave a comment in there. All these simps that are going to stick up for that. Gosh. I just hit don't recommend this channel. That's right. Once a rascal, always a rascal. Remix my swag. Joined 6 years ago, 9 subs. Remix, how's your Sunday going? Well, the chat just slowed way down. What is going on? Look at my little pouty look. Isn't that cute? I like the way you captured that. 5:19 in the afternoon, Lucy. It's afternoon right now, Oliver. Oh, everybody went to go fix their food. That's what commercials were for, Tracy, when we watched TV. My sister and I'd be sitting in the overstuffed chairs in the living room, and the commercial, we'd run downstairs, go to the bathroom, raid the cupboards for snacks, and jump in the chair just as the TV show is resuming. So you're at 10:19 p.m. That's right. You're 5 hours ahead of me. They did, G. I like it. Georgia, East Coast. You know, it's funny when they call the East Coast, they never think of Georgia, but Georgia is on the Atlantic. Well, welcome, Lucy. We got a lot of UKers, Scots, Irish, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia in here. It's fun. And the US. It's a safe place for people that are tired of seeing our collective worlds getting turned upside down by these new crazy leaders embracing everything but sanity. Just outside of London. Aren't you glad Starmer resigned? I bet you that's a breath of fresh air. He's well on his way to destroying England. I know, I've heard that too, Lucy. I've heard that too. Yep, not too far from the house here, there's swamp. Unfortunately, there's no Wi-Fi when I go to Finney Swamp. I'll have to do a live. You can get on my videos under my YouTube. You can go, there's live and shorts videos. Look up Finney Swamp. My hair was very long last year and I went and walked through Finney Swamp. You don't see gators, but you can tell. They're going to show up. Yeah, and look at what people are electing today. That's crazy. And I've never been to the UK. I lived in Hong Kong for 13 months, been to Japan and the Philippines and Macau. Oh, the first time I flew to Hong Kong, that was a trip, 12 hours in the air. Woo, baby. Flying across the Atlantic, if I ever go visit G, would be fast. Fast. Asian food is awesome. Hi, Hugh. Hey, who's in the game tonight, Hugh? Is this Argentina and Spain? Who's in it tonight? Spain versus Argentina. So who would I root for? Spain or Argentina? I would have to say I'm going to go Spain on that one. So this is the last game. Whoever wins this wins the World Cup, right? Hey, welcome. Is it Galen? Welcome on in. So who do you think is going to win it tonight? It was 18 hours from Denver to the Philippines when I went in 2018. That was a long plane ride. That is a long plane ride. And England just beat France to get the bronze. Wow. Well, I'm glad England beat France. Going, choose left, and the one that was just outside the post. Gigi, I'm not understanding. As in Jesus Christ, what? I'm confused. What have we got? Did the World Cup really do a halftime show? The Super Bowl halftime shows have been a joke in the last decade. That Bad Bunny, oh my gosh. the Super Bowl's become filled with woke and racial politics. It's ridiculous. It's not just football anymore. They're trying to make a statement. It's like, let people just play the game and keep all this racial crap out of it. You know, all of that's garbage. It needs to stop. Everybody came to football, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. There wasn't a problem until Crappernack stood up and took a crap on football. Just saying. Yeah, I've never been a football fan. I'd watch the Broncos when I lived in Denver and they were winning the Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl 2 years in the 90s when they won, and then I watched the one where they won with Peyton Manning, before I left in 2019. Oh, Killer as in Are We Human? I love that group. At least they picked a good group. Soccer never took off in the U.S., and I don't know why. It grabbed the world. The U.S. got football. Yeah, Jeff Friesen, the problem is rap has taken over. It's like, are you forgetting that there's a whole bunch of people that watch football that don't like rap? How about if we go neutral here? Rap is what I call an extreme. You either love it or you hate it. I hate it. It's foul, it's the N-word, it's the F-word. It puts me in a bad mood real quick. It's not music, it's noise. It's offensive. It's tribalism. I don't like it. Yo, breakdance music was cool. Motown was awesome, but this crap today is no good. No, it won't. Everything's become woke. Now we're catering to the 13% in America. And I don't think that's right. That's not what it means to celebrate diversity. I'm Caucasian, but I'm diversity. Everybody's diversity. That isn't owned by one race. Oh, the Supremes were good. Diana Ross was good. Gap Band, SOS Band, Marvin Gaye, Barry White. Lots of good music out of Motown era, 60s, 70s. Yeah, Super Bowl, it's crazy. I've talked to others over the years, and I've said, is the Super Bowl rigged? And I think it is. I think it is. I think there's so much money in sports betting, they already have determined a winner before the game's played. Yeah. And what is this move to reject our culture? No matter what people feel, whites are still the majority in America. And we're being punished for it. In Africa, Africans are the majority. What's the problem? And people in Mexico, Mexicans are the majority. Yeah, I think it is fixed. And the reason I say that is because I watch things. When I did watch football, I'm like, how did the ref not see that? The people in the stands saw it. I'm watching TV and the ref didn't see that. Come on. Yes, and who's doing that? The people living in gated communities, making sure that they're far from them. I said in a video clip the other day, these lawmakers that do the dumb things they do, they don't care about the riots because it doesn't come to their front door. Well, that needs to change. This crap needs to go to their front door. Then they'll stop being soft on crime and stop doing the crap that they're doing. Logan Paul ruined boxing, if you call it that. Shoot, what happened to the days of Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard? We got a preacher that came into our work when they had the free lunch on Wednesday. I like listening, but he met personally face to face Sugar Ray Leonard back in the day in South Carolina. That's when the sport was real. You know, I joked my supervisor because he likes WWE. I said, that's all fake. He says, Mike, every movie you watch is fake. It's all acting. I said, but why are you going to watch people acting and it's not even real? And there's a following for that WWE. It's huge. The Supremes was not my favorite. Lou Rawls was outstanding. You will never find, dun 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 dun, a love like mine. Natural talent. ELO. Nobody duplicated it. ELO combined funk with Philharmonic. Outstanding. You had a lot of good bands. Lots. All across the spectrum. Wrestling is called entertainment now. It is. That seemed to be a hit with everybody, Hugh. Hi, Lone Wolf. How are you? Lone Wolf. Thank you for that. It is, Jeff. It is. That's good. And yes, occasionally I throw in a classical music masterpiece. Classical music has been around for hundreds of years, and I love it. I like some of that España classical. Oh my gosh, that stuff is so cool. Dvorak, Tchaikovsky, Mussorgsky, Mendelssohn, Mozart. Debussy was France's, one of the greats. Clair de Lune. Hey, Lieutenant Dan, I'm okay. How are you? Thank you, Jeff. Yes, I try to have fun. That's where I get a lot of the criticism is on those shorts. Lot pathetic. Who says who's who composed that? Almost said who sang that. Who composed that? Yeah, Mr. Russell. Mr. Russell's baking himself in Montana for us. He should be done in about half an hour. Really, caveman? Planet G, I gotta tell you something. I had a girlfriend, she would touch me right here. The Korean gal I dated in Denver years ago, she goes, "Oh my gosh, your skin is so soft. I love this." I said, "Well, keep doing that. It feels really good." John Sebastian Bach. Waltz of the Flowers, Blue Danube Waltz, Rosas Over the Waves, Walt Teufel, The Skater's Waltz. I love classical. Classical music is just pure. The complexity of the melodies, the instrumentation is amazing. And the composers were extremely brilliant to come up with them. Tchaikovsky's one of my favorites. The whole Nutcracker is fascinating. You know, it's funny. The Nutcracker has nothing to do with Christmas. And yet they've made it synonymous with that. It's distinctly Russian. And the more classical music I listen to, you can catch Russian right now. Capriccio Italian. Beautiful. Now, I would like to see that. It would be fun to see it. Well, thank you for that, Lone Wolf. What I like is it's attracting people from all over. And that's what thrills me. I want to move from me just being here. There's a Native American at the flea market. She's got black skin. She tells me she's not African in any. I said, "You don't have any African in you." She said, "No." She's one of the tribes out of South Carolina. I said, "I would like to do a live." She goes, "Mean like a podcast?" That's the way you called that. Would you be open to that? I want to talk about your ethnicity and I want you to shine on here. So who's ahead, Hugh? Captain Caveman. Why have I never heard of Captain Caveman? Something came through that I'm not familiar with. Hi, Gail. Hugh, who's ahead? Argentina or Spain? Yes, Dance with Sugar Plum Fairies. I got a video short out in the yard that I did that too. Have no fear, Underdog is here. The wacky races. That was funny. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Fuego in D minor. Speed Racer was my favorite cartoon when I was a little tyke. No, that's good. Debussy's Beau Serre is beautiful. I can't even do it. Some of that classical piece is hard to duplicate it, even with a whistle. Ultraman. Yes. Toccata and Duel Fueg. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The pipe organ. I mean, that gets deep, baby. Oh, Colette, you're bad. I love Russian classical, though. I have to tell you, it's beautiful. That stuff moves me. So nobody's got a point? Peter, I don't know. I haven't seen movies recently. The last movie I saw at the theater was Adrift. Story about a woman and a man taking a yacht back, a sailing yacht from Tahiti to California. Got caught in a hurricane based on a true story. He got tossed overboard, the boat was wrecked. After the storm ended, she was able to limp it into Hawaii. And that woman to this day lives on her sailboat and hangs out in Puget Sound. A little less dangerous than the open Pacific. She never married. She was in love with the boyfriend, and when she lost her, she said, nope, that's it. Spain just scored. All right. The top Russian exports, I don't know. I'll go with Colette. Women. I like Castaway with Tom Hanks. That was a very good movie. Messy Oaks looks like he's about to cry. Who's Messy Oaks? Who is Messy? Hi, Sif. How are you? Sif has entered the room. All rise. Sif, what message do you have for us, your people, this evening? Please speak to us, Sif. Castaway was very good. You saw it, Planet G? I know, I gotta watch that. Cowboy, go back and see Man from Snowy River. That was done in Australia. Great movie. The Wuss Boy. Is he a Femi boy or what? Hey, Steph, you too. You leaving already? Man from Ren and Stimpy. Look, you know script writing is good when they can get us to cry over a soccer ball floating away in the ocean. That was legendary. Wilson, are you listening to what I'm saying? That's a ball, dude. Yeah, here, Jordan. Football. Oh, wuss ball soccer. Oh, I thought you were calling him wuss boy. B-O-I. Hugh, we were talking about voice text. It sucks. I know, that was sad. Got you, Zach. No, that's España. Español, Spanish. España. So they scored nothing until they got into extra time. Wow. So they're playing tight. No one's allowed to get a goal. Never saw that one, Russell. Anybody see the movie Constipated yet? I saw the Green Book, not the Green Mile, but the Green Book. Yeah, the movie Constipated hasn't come out yet. You mean the World Cup is only every 4 years? You're kidding. No, I got a soft spot for soccer. The U.S. never took to it. But I think it's neat because the whole world's involved. And I think soccer people are different. They seem pretty cool. Irish American mob during the Prohibition, really? Got it, G. If it's on YouTube, I'll have to find it. Life of Pi. Now that was a good one. Peter, that was a good one. See, I think football's boring, Zach. Move the ball 10 feet, blow the whistle. Move the ball 5 feet, blow the whistle. Move the ball 4 feet, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. That's what football was to me as a kid. It wasn't fast. I can watch basketball. I can watch hockey. Tennis bores me. I cannot watch tennis. It's like watching ping pong. And then when the Williams sisters got into it, they really changed the whole atmosphere of tennis with their yelling and shouting and grunting and yeah, 5 seconds. That's crazy. That's why the game takes forever. 4 hours. No, the pie in the face part. I don't know what you're referring to, though, Peter. Hey, Motor Oil, long time no see. How are you? Hey, Motor Oil, Scotty still doing YouTube videos on cars? Tracy, what's going on? I'm missing something here. You gonna leave us? I'm sorry you're down. I hope this brought you a little pick-me-up, Tracy. Thanks for coming in. Have a good dinner and a good week, and come back and see us, you hear? Shoot, I remember one time I was standing out at the end goalie in high school hockey when I did the school bus trips. Then they had the big white guard and then the plexiglass. And I'm standing there watching, and they came around the goalie net and slammed in that whole thing, and I jumped back. I was like, dang. But I watched, and both teams, they got the puck, and they've got all these sticks. And I'm like, look at them. And the thing isn't going anywhere. I'm like, that is so funny. Yeah, he's awesome. I like his stuff. Whoopie pie. Now this phone thinks Footy is 40. That's funny. No, I didn't. I was told a lot of places there's a housing shortage. So why are homes going up? What do you think's driving that, motor oil? It's weird. I looked at my hair in the background on the picture, and it reminds me of an island hut with that same material on the roof. Now, why would you name yourself the Pittsburgh Penguins? I don't see the Penguins as moving fast. Everybody waddles out onto the field, folks. Let's hear it for the Penguins! What is REIT? They're good on ice. Yeah, getting in debt in today's times is not wise, in my opinion. I don't believe in debt. I get offers for credit cards. Nope, one. That's it. I bought my fridge. And they said if you open up a credit card, you can get $100 off the fridge. I said, okay. As soon as I get the credit card, I cut it up, throw it in the burn barrel. I don't use them. You want to give me a promo, I'll use it. And I did. But I don't need all these credit cards. Why am I going to charge it, then get a bill sent to my house that I got to pay? Dumb. The Coming Beast, we're talking about, were you guys aware that ABC, NBC, and CBS did not air Trump's speech the other night? I didn't know that. I saw something on YouTube today. Thought, wow, for the networks not to cover a presidential address, that's the first time that's happened in my life. Are we really there? AI is muscling its way into everything. The hatred of trolls is really taking acceleration on the internet. YouTube's doing nothing. And I was just thinking, everything's pointing to something. Everything. Absolutely, Jim. I remember Romper Room. I don't remember Simon. Yeah, Jeff, I hope they don't. It has, but even with Trump at the helm, things are not getting better. I'm not entirely blaming him for that. The Democrats haven't lost their steam, folks, at all. Who's talking bad about tennis? Simon, or Hugh, are you having a lag? I didn't say anything bad about tennis. I'm not a fan of the Williams sisters. I didn't criticize tennis. I said I don't like to watch it. It's like watching ping pong. And I said, and I really don't like to watch it after Williams sisters got in there. Tennis is a classy sport. It's a very hard sport. But the Wimbledon greats were fun to watch. Chad, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're talking about soccer mostly. Hugh, you're behind. I said something a while ago. I didn't blast tennis. I just said I don't like to watch football. 5 minutes more added. Why? They have to have so many points? Shoot, that'd be nice, Chad. The short shorts. I don't want to see a grown man in short shorts. Why would I want to see a grown man in short shorts? Oh, Hugh, I thought you were talking to me. I wasn't blasting tennis. You said you'd unsubscribed, so I thought you were talking to me. Hugh, can you hear me? I never did have the hots for hairy man legs. The women's. Hugh, somebody ask Hugh if he can hear me. I don't think he can hear me. He's not responding to anything I say. Is his sound off? Sound off. He turned off the sound because he's watching the World Cup. He's typing. That's what he's doing. Yep, folks, the only ball team I'm on is the one between my legs. To all the women I've loved before. Sucks. Does anybody hear me? Do I even have audio, or is the chat forum just taking over? Oh, thank you. I was beginning to wonder. Somebody asked Hugh if he's got his sound turned off. Thank you, Peter. Boy, I could talk naughty on here. How come I get a boner wearing a skirt or a slip? No, I don't have one, but I just wondered that. It excites me to wear a slip. Let's see how many people heard that. Man, we were in middle school. We were afraid to get a boner. We had to wear those little skimpy gym shorts. And they were too skimpy. And if you had an erection, everybody in the gym saw it. Now let's talk about baseball. Jeff, can you hear me? Hugh. Oh my gosh, I was not into sports as a kid. I was into Tonka trucks. No, I wouldn't wear yoga pants. I'm not wearing anything that nicely frames my stuff. Oh, I put my money on Spain. Good job. I don't bet. Spain wins the World Cup. Good job, Spain. Boy, that was quick on that last one. Yeah, they were our PE shorts. They were Mammoth Huskies color, maroon and yellow. And they were yellow, and if you had an erection, they pitched up like a tent. We'd have to stretch in the gym and do hurdlers, and coach would say left leg out, right leg out, and some smart aleck would say middle leg out. Did somebody message in the chat, ask if Hugh can hear me? Somebody type that, please. He hasn't answered one question. Does he have his volume off because he's watching TV? He's a multitasker. He's gaming and chatting. Rascal! Earth to Hugh. There we go. Thank you, Gail. Do I gotta get the Morse code out? SOS, we have an emergency. Hugh cannot hear me. Thank you, Chad. It's like watching somebody play chess. Who's going to sit there and watch people play chess? I like to play chess, but I'm not going to watch two people playing chess. Why? Anybody remember foosball tables? I never was good at that. All the soccer players on a stick that you turned. Hey, Colette. Got you, Colette. Colette, do you have foosball tables down there in New Zealand? They're the table with the stick, the pole that goes through with the little plastic men, and you kick the ball. Opposing, two people can play. It's basically table soccer. Hi, Don. No, I don't even know what a European swimsuit looks like. But no, I will never wear a thong or butt floss or a Speedo. I would wear panties in the right circumstances, not at the beach. Maybe if I was with a beautiful woman and she wanted to be kinky and she said, Michael, wear panties for me, please, and I'll pretend you're a lesbian. That's right, Jeff. Well, hi, Joe King. How are you? You walked right into a mess. We were talking about the World Cup. Spain just won, by the way. Warehouse. Don, good to see you. How are you? So the World Cup is only once every 4 years? Yeah, Jim. European men wear Speedos. Really? Budgie smugglers. Colette, do you have foosball tables down there? The campus wears what? Canucks. You're Catherine's sister, Jane. How are you, Jane? Colette or Gunks? Okay, so they probably don't have them. Slinky, Slinky, Slinky the wonderful toy. Slinky, Slinky, it's fun for a girl and a boy. It can even go down the stairs. Nice to meet you, Jane. What state are you in, can I ask? I think everybody's in a state of hot. I don't know. Ryan, where do you start? KFK's from down under, right on. Thank you, time makes you bolder. I need them every day. No humanity and breezy. Wow, 76 here, no humanity. I like that weather forecast. Hi, Carol. Oh, wow, Russell. Oh, good. I hope those fires are coming to an end. Carol, how are you? Nice and cool in Massachusetts. Well, that's a good thing. KFK, Colette's from New Zealand. She's giving you a friendly jab from the Kiwi country. It was $100 in June. I'm waiting to see what July is. That's AC and lights and a hot water heater, fridge, fans. For my big house, I keep things fairly conservative. My thermostat is on 80 degrees. You can't dump that thermostat down to 72. You can't do that. They'll never get there. Really, Russell, I did not know the Maori were in the movie. But Chad, like I said, my thermostat's set at 80 degrees, and in the winter I have it set at 68, and I use natural gas for the heat. But there's people here that'll run their bill through the roof. I try to tell people down here, I said, I'm not from here, but I'm going to tell you all what you're doing wrong. You put your thermostat on 70 degrees in the south, your AC never shuts down. It'll never reach temperature, so it's running 24/7. And then you wonder why your bill's $400? Because you run it all the time. The houses are not insulated here for hot weather. Not even the new ones. Oh, I wish I could put mine on 76. I get some insulation in the attic and get a new system, maybe. That's right, Jeff. Set it and leave it. It's 80 in the summer, 68 in the fall. But we go through spring and fall, it's interesting. That's the flux period. I'll go weeks, no AC, no heat, nothing. Then I have to run the dehumidifier in my bedroom because the floor sweats. Because we're in between the temperature change zone. Wow, Hugh got all upset about tennis. So if he couldn't hear what I said, but he said he was going to unsubscribe, he must have heard me say something about tennis. That's weird. I didn't say anything offensive about tennis. I just said I'm not a fan of watching it. Basketball's fun because you can see them moving and, score. It is. Tennis triggered tennis rage. What a racket. Ah, that's lame. Ooh, Chad. You know what I don't like is the new homes that have the vaulted ceiling, and all you got is that much between you and that hot or cold weather. If I had a house with a vaulted ceiling and it was high, I'd turn that into a loft. I'd put a floor, and that'd be a bedroom. Oh, yeah! Absolutely, Colette. Yeah, I'm not into sports like some are. I don't follow things that way. It is with men here in Augusta. When I go to work tomorrow, they're going to be talking about, football training camp's going to be starting up for NFL soon, if it hasn't already. James, when does the NFL summer training start? Is that August? Or is it July? Peter, what state are you in? Or no, you're in England. Or Massachusetts. No, never mind. Oh, Jim already left. I didn't even notice that. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Masshole. Chad. I've not been to the New England states at all. By myself, I've not been to Virginia, Baltimore, D.C., Jersey, Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. I've been as far east as Pennsylvania, as far north as Michigan, Minnesota, Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington. I've covered everything west of Mississippi except South Dakota. It's the only western or Midwest state I've not been in. I have flown over Alaska on one of my trips to Hong Kong, and I landed in Hawaii for 2 hours on my return from Manila in 2018. I have covered the entire southern U.S. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, south of North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, all that. I have been to all the Great Lakes states except New York. Now, Baltimore's no good, Carol. I've not heard anything good about it. Catsby, how are you? Glad you're good, Jamie. Welcome again. Hey, Thomas, you getting a much needed break today. You be careful this week in them trees, man. Yep. I've been all through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, grew up in Cali, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, where the wind comes blasting down the plain. Hello, Beth. Oh, Thomas, the weekends go by too fast. We need to rework the work schedule. 2 days of work, 5 days off. Let's take a vote. Anybody in favor of that? But on the 2 days, we're in the same pay that we would get for 5. I think that's fair. Hi, Ever. How are you? Got done my Japan puzzle today. Yeah, I'd go to a 3-day work week. I'm tired of being tired. Amen. Thomas, I'm sure you do. Thank you, Jamie. I like your heart face. That's cute. I'm guilty of liking women that flirt. Is there anything wrong with that? As long as they're not married. Flirting. Thank you, G. Really, Peter? Now that's bizarre. Well, Beth, that'd be tough. 7 days is too much for me. Oh, Ever, I hate that. Unless you paint it early in the morning, it should have enough drying time. I use paint that's, I think my house paint, 2 hours is my window. I've used Glidden when I did the gray, and now I use Valspar. It's pretty good. Absolutely, Thomas. Thomas, do you still have your long hair like in that photo? Or is it all gone? Jeff, you're right about that. The Art of Flirting, written by Jeff Rice, illustrated by Colette and Planet G. Why did the chat just freeze? Why does it do that? There we go. Did you really? Oh, you have beautiful long hair. Are you going to bring it back? Oh, enamel. Now that I don't know about. Bear is extremely expensive. Hi, Rior. I'm all right. Ugh-oh. Cinnamon, what's going on? So how long is it, Jeff? Nodding out, yeah, I'm tired. The heat does it. Aging too. I thought the lightning storm was fun the other night. I was watching some of that. Yeah, Thomas, that'd be hard cutting trees. Did you have to ponytail it? Hello, Dacula. How are you? No, that's awesome, Jeff. I think a lot of people complain about long hair on men. I'm not one of them. I miss my mullet very much. It was epic. I will always miss that. It took me 3 years to get there. This September will be a year since I got my hair cut. Yeah, it does come in thick and fast. I just wish it would go long fast. Ever, how are you? How is life? Navigate 80 marble, pay attention to the Gulf. What is that, Ricky? Ricky, how are you doing? Gotcha. Yeah, you don't need that falling down into the chainsaws, getting stuck on branches in the tree. That would suck. I had a bucket truck guy do my oak, both the front and the back, and I watched him. He was amazing. I didn't see him do the back. I was on the bus then and came by in the middle of the day. I'm like, the guys never came. Got here at 5:30. The tree was gone, and they had the last section of stump that they picked up with a bobcat, the big 4-foot stump, and put it on the flatbed. I'm like, dang, they were quick. But I watched them when they did the front oak, and he just got up there and zzz, zzz, zzz. It was amazing. Yeah, Thomas, I miss it. I know, it's gonna look. I want some length. Oh, but it feels good to have that thickness back. Oh, the tree chopper's fine. You just throw the limbs in it. I'll tell you what, when they cut down that oak, it took a while to get the grass where the oak was. It was bald all across the front of the backyard, and I'm amazed at how well it's grown back because the shade isn't interfering. There was so much sawdust and wood chips down here, though. But this is all green. This was all bald from here, all this, down to here. This is growing in nice. Every time it rains, this hole opens up. That was dead center of the oak. This, I could drop the rake. When the stump was here, I could drop the rake handle all the way to the end of the rake. It's a good thing I cut it. I know for a fact that Helene, that tree would have come down and it would have been southeast. It would have crushed this part of the house. Just, this house would have been a goner. God moved on me to get that thing done in the spring. I had no idea we were going to get a hurricane. It's not as hot as yesterday. It feels okay. It's hot, but not as bad. It's not as intense. Oh, guys, I think I'm going to get off of here, though. I appreciate everybody for coming. I do appreciate that. I do a good job with my heating and AC. This fan in the summer helps. That helps. A lot of heat gets trapped in this hall. And this blows the heat out. I had to knock a hole in my closet and put a vent so the air would circulate from my bedroom through the closet and back into the hall. Planet G, I'm going to call you if you're able. Are you able to talk on Discord? You guys all of you have a good evening. Jamie, good to see you. Glad you all came in. Hey, Brian, I didn't even see you sneak in. Oh, you going to bed too? Oh, I keep forgetting. You're later there. I won't bother you tonight. Maybe in my morning before I go and drift off the salt mines again. We ought to start the long-haired club. Yeah, I didn't get rid of the wood chips. They just eventually, with rains and stuff, and of course they've eventually worked their way into the soil. But it was amazing how much sawdust that oak generated. It was phenomenal. Oh, that's okay, Planet G, no problem. Well, everything breaks down to nutritionize the soil. I think some people don't understand. The Bible called for, I think with farming, you have to let the fields go dormant for 1 year so the soils can replenish the nutrients sucked out of them. I still need to get me my shoes. Colette, she left us. All right, you guys. You too. Thank you, Thomas. You have a good evening. And Mitch, we're talking about the beast in Revelation. Talking about things that are shaping up. You have to listen to this live when it uploads, because we talk about a lot of things, but there's things happening in our world right now. Things that are indicating we're moving closer to a one world system and an antichrist, and we're seeing it in the U.S. We're seeing networks not air presidential speech, no matter whether you like the president or not. You would never have the networks not air. Yeah, there's a lot of things. AI is becoming very bold and muscular with everything. I'm not wild about that. They're trying to round us up, man. Yes, I can't get in trouble. This is Augusta. Shoot, I go to work and go home. What trouble do you get in on that? Amen, David. All right, you guys, I gotta go. Peace out. You all have a good